Have you ever wondered why you chose to be here right now on Earth? What if your soul made a conscious decision to dive into this physical world? We are about to uncover the surprising reasons why souls are drawn to this planet, exploring the hidden intentions that drive our incarnation. Depending on where you are in life, you may be thinking, okay, if this were a choice, why would I choose to be here? It's terrible. Everyone argues. It's a big mess. We've got things like bills. Because from the other side, before you incarnate, none of this stuff makes any sense. Looking at Earth and at humanity from the other side, you just see all this beauty and this sensory wonderland where you get to taste, touch, smell, hug, connect, and enjoy the physical incarnation. You don't have those systems, you don't even have those beliefs on the other side that there's going to be any kind of strife. There's no reason for it. Everything is here on Earth, everything we would ever need. We're not taking anything with us. We don't know how long we'll have. So the last thing anyone should be doing is arguing or causing nonsense, or worse than nonsense, causing things like wars. When you're on the other side, you're fully aware that although you're a separate being, you're connected to every other being. You're all the same soul. You've just pinched off into different bodies. That doesn't seem so apparent when we're here. It seems like people believe that they are the good ones and whatever other culture, person, group is the bad one or is evil. They have no remorse taking from people if they think that it's either a choice of someone's going to take from them or they're going to take from someone. They have no regrets about being awful to people because they think they're getting away with it. They don't realize that from a selfless or a selfish reason, knowing about the afterlife and knowing about karma and how everyone's going to face karma no matter what will make people be as good to others as they are to themselves. When you're on the other side, pre-incarnation, you think, oh my gosh, when you look at people arguing and doing all this awful stuff, you say, well, somebody should tell them. I mean, it just seems that simple and that obvious. So you want to go there. You want to say, hey, you don't have to do all this. It doesn't have to be this hard. We can just enjoy this planet while we're here. We can solve real problems without making ones up to then either try to avoid or to solve. It just seems so obvious that there's no reason for any of it. And then you get here and maybe your brain's wiped because you get a new brain and it forms the physical structures. And then you get immersed into this world and how it is. And all of a sudden, the afterlife, which is so much of life, it's like it's non-existent. We're playing by these rules that nobody wins anyway when you're against each other. Not for long. It all comes back. It doesn't make sense. But as soon as you cross back over, you're going to say, oh my gosh, now I get it. I wish I could go back. Have you ever heard of material desire? You may think it's about greed or getting things or having luxury. But material desire is actually the soul wanting to create within a body something that only that body can create. Whether that's artwork or making something in the world better or writing a book, writing several books, maybe 6 or 7. There's something that within this finite amount of time, a certain soul can go into a certain body, and that will be the purpose. That's something they can create. This is fun. This is what the game of life is, to be able to learn the things, the skills, building on natural talents, to have the experiences, to put them into those creations that will actually live on Earth after the soul has returned home. Now, there is growth through struggle and pain. You may think, depending on, again, where you are in life, I've done enough growing. I want to enjoy some things now. But, oh my gosh, I can't remember now if it was Hafiz or Rumi who said that the deeper you're carved, the more you can be filled. The knife that carves out, oh, it's something, you'll have to see the poem, but it's about the depth of your pain is as much as you can be filled. Now imagine if you had just a life that was straight across the board, all good. You'd never know what the bad was, so you'd probably just normalize it. That's what our brains do. And you'd think, well, everything's always all good. But if you had a time where everything was terrible or everything was really difficult and then it was good and easy, you would appreciate that so much more. It would have so much more depth and value because you know what it's like to not have it. Now, whether that happens early on and then you benefit later on, hopefully that's the case. Because if you have the good first and then you lose it all, it's much more difficult. You realize what you had and what you no longer have. But as long as you're here, as long as you have a life, you have a chance to rebuild. You have a chance to create that good ease and abundance once again that maybe you once had. Maybe you were born with it, maybe you had early success and then it all disappeared. But as long as you're here, you still have the ability to make it happen again. This may all sound like mumbo jumbo, or it may sound actually very exciting. But then what do you do with it all? What you do with it all is find joy, find happiness right here in the present moment. Know that your purpose is what you're going to leave behind, what you're going to do every day for others. That's your purpose, your legacy, your daily gift to this world in service of other people. And that's what you want to give for the privilege of being here. What you want to get is those great physical things, carrot cupcakes, hugs, the ability to see a sunset or the ability to hear beautiful music. You can't do that when you don't have a body because you don't have physical senses. Enjoying all those things, it doesn't have to be a gigantic dream house. It doesn't have to be anything long term. It can be right now. Put on a song that you love and enjoy it. Feel it. Put it on with headphones and feel it in your body. That is part of your dream. That's your soul's dream, to be able to experience these things that you cannot experience on the other side. As far as the long term, building, creating, growing, there is a certain amount that's done in the present moment, and most of your focus should be on the present moment. You still need to maybe reflect on some things in the past. Everyone has ancestral trauma and karma and drama that they have to sort through. And you still want to have a direction for your future. Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Taking actions that support the direction of where you want to go while still being open, still enjoying every day is going to be the most wonderful path to getting there. You could be miserable and get to a place you want to go, but guess what? You're going to look back and say, the whole thing was miserable. I can't even enjoy this now. So as long as you are living in the present with direction in mind, not in sight, not in constant focus, otherwise you're living in the future, but living every day, enjoying something, giving something, receiving, serving, you are going to be on your path to a happier and happier tomorrow. And there may be twists and turns, there may be lots of pain in between here and there, but you just keep going, you just keep getting through it. Because this life is very, very short. No matter how long it seems some days, it's very, very short. And the only thing that you can do is take from this moment forward and build the best, most happiest, prosperous, giving, wonderful gift of a life that you could.